So we just went to a Tigers game, and after the Tigers game, we were already on the east side of the state, and we made a little bit farther trip to St. Clair, Michigan. And right across the St. Clair River is Canada, and it looked like a nice little town. There's a little boardwalk we went to. But MIGardener has a storefront and a warehouse where they ship a lot of rootstocks, and they have seeds available for retail. MIGardener, I've talked about before, is a seed company, and Luke, the owner, has a YouTube channel called MIGardener, and he's very instructional with his stuff. We bought seeds from there, and the seeds are great. The nice thing about these seeds, all of them, each of them are $2. Very inexpensive, high quality seeds. So we got super excited seeing all these seeds and bought some and some for next year even. I also got this trifecta, which is kind of their proprietary blend of fertilizer, organic fertilizer. The nice thing about it, they claim, is the feeding schedule is way less often based on what's in it. So I'm not sure, for example, tomatoes, it's a once a year application. And that sounds kind of crazy because tomatoes are kind of like a high feeding plant, but figured I'd give it a shot. People rave about it. And also I kind of want to show you what we got. I stocked up on onion seeds, Walla Walla. We've done these before. These are really good. I'm going to try the green ones this year. It's a scallop squash. It's, or a patty pan squash, sometimes they're called. They're really good. They taste way better than zucchini, I think. You can roast them or grill them or pan fry them. We've never done watermelon before. Watermelon needs a lot of heat, I think, usually. But since we have a greenhouse, maybe we thought we'd try maybe a couple plants in the greenhouse. So we got watermelon and a cantaloupe, like another melon. We'll see how that turns out, just to try it in the greenhouse. Kayla saw this, and it's a loofah gourd. We actually have a couple plants that are a couple seeds that we sowed in pots in here, started inside. And you want to talk about that one?
I know somebody who grew these last year, and it's like a big giant gourd, and then you pick it and then dry it out, and then you can like peel off the outside, and the inside is like a loofah, like what you use for a sponge, and you can cut it and use it as sponges, or people put it in soap bars, or I don't know, something fun to try. This one I got was something that I ordered, but it's something similar to this, and you just use it like a sponge to wash dishes.
So yeah, like a literal loofah soap for your soaping stuff.
Yeah, so something similar. Yeah.
So Luke has a YouTube channel, and I learned a lot from him over the years, especially when I first started, the first few years. He's got a lot of great instructional videos, and the cool thing is he's in Michigan, in our climate. Starting things at the same time. Yeah. So, I mean, through YouTube has been, YouTube's an amazing thing of source of information, and finding him has been super helpful. But he was there packing orders and having a good time with his staff. Looks like they enjoy their time at work, and he actually came out and talked to us, and we got a picture together. I asked him if we could get a picture, and he's super generous. And we talked nice. Very nice guy.
I think he stood there for like 20 minutes and talked to us. Yeah, it was so nice.
And just genuinely excited about gardening.
Yeah.
So he actually loved that the kids were getting involved, and he asked them what their favorite vegetables were. And Simeon said snap peas, so he said, okay, so he gave us for free some of his favorite snap peas, so we're going to probably do these pretty soon.
Yeah.
And then the other two kids
said
radishes. So I think he gave us...
Is it the cherry?
His favorite radish, which is a common, cherry bell. Yeah. We've done that before. And then he gave Maddie some carrot seeds. So he gave us 3 packs of seeds for free to the kids, which is very nice. And Danvers was the carrots he liked. But I did pick up a tender sweet carrot. I didn't try this one last year, and I thought I'd try it. And they're a long root, more like 9 or 10 inches, but we'll see how big around they get in diameter. whether or not we like them or not. But last year we grew sunflowers for the first time, so I picked up a couple sunflower seed packs. I don't think we had any left. I think that's the pretty. Yeah, these do look pretty. So the cool thing about these, there's 50 seeds in each of these, and it was $2. So I've bought in seeds from the box store before or the grocery store, and they'll come and they'll only have like 5 to 10 seeds for sometimes $3 or $4.
Yeah.
And this is going to last us a lot longer. Plus we can save the seeds if we think about it, if the birds don't eat them all. But so we'll do all that stuff yet this year, including this has looked really pretty, spring blush pea. We'll probably put that out along our fence. And then thinking ahead to next year, I thought these were pretty, these striped Roma tomatoes, 25 seeds in there. Blueberries tomato, you saw that one and wanted to try it.
Yeah, they look like they would be really good.
They have like a blue, deep purple-y.
Yeah. And we like those gold cherry tomatoes. So.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Try a new kind.
There's 10 in there. That maybe is a little bit more of a delicacy one. And, you know, typical San Marzano. Yep. I was at the greenhouse and made a video a few videos ago. And this is what Tim was planting, Keystone Giant pepper. So I thought I'd try that next year. And I got some jalapeno pepper because I was out. And there's 50 in here, 50. So we kind of stocked up for next year. But the cool thing about these is we were at the Tigers game and Simeon wanted to sign his baseball cards, or get his baseball cards signed. But I actually got Luke to sign my seed packet. So that's Luke's autograph on my seed packet out of San Marzano. I thought about framing them just like this.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And with our picture or something. You know, because they do that with the sports people, but I'm not really into sports, so I thought that would be kind of cool. At least for an inside joke. We picked up some trays that are looked like a really good size. This is a bootstrap farmer tray. It's a 128, so maybe next year we'll seed right here. There's a little bit more room, some of the stuff, and then they're really deep. So that's what I like about them. And a lot of people are using these. I think my friend Brandon uses this brand too. We got a couple different sizes. And
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was very fun. So what we're going to do today is we have these lettuce plants that we got to separate. We have some flowers down here that we're going to separate. And we have these basil that we have to separate. So this is lettuce. We kind of put 4 or 5 seeds in each one. It's old seed. So what we're going to do is take this apart, plant by plant, and then put them into new things. So yeah, it's not super dirty. So gently do that, and then you can plant them right down deep in there. I wonder what happens if you just go like this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like stick them down in there with a pencil. Kind of gently.
Okay.
There's quite a bit there.
Yeah, that was one, so.
Let me just show you. This tray is a 72 cell tray. So one packet of seeds that costs $2 will fill 10 or 12, over 12 of these trays with food that you can eat. $2, and you could fill this room with lettuce. We learned this method from my friend Brandon and his YouTube video. And he kind of grows, everyone grows a little different, and this is growing a lot of lettuce. But he grows for farmers markets. So he supplies cut bags of lettuce that are really good.
Very good. To
his community every week. So if he figured out an efficient way to do it, I figure on a large scale, I figure we can do a couple trays. One thing I do remember him saying with lettuce is that you can plant them deep and they like it. There's a couple different ways to grow lettuce and harvest it. You can do head lettuce. You can do cut and come again, where you kind of grow it super close together, and you kind of just cut and let it grow, cut and let it grow. And then that's kind of what he does for his market garden. But then I think for their home, they kind of just pinch out the outer leaves of the lettuce plant. And that's what we were doing last year. This is going to be like 10 times the amount of lettuce that we need. Honestly, right?
Yeah, it always is. It's easy to go overboard with lettuce.
I do not know why we're doing this much. But maybe we can give it away in pots to, like, you know,
Your brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
and
put on Jessica's deck or my mom's back deck, or maybe someone we know might call and say, oh, all my lettuce plants died. You know, and I'll be like, hey, we got a bunch extra. So.
Or the chickens.
Or the chickens.
There's always the chickens.
These, I believe, we didn't tag them, but these are romaine, Paris Island romaine.
Oh, yeah.
The next one we're doing here is Marvel of Four Seasons. Try to get right in there and show them how you're doing it. So that one has how many in it?
This one has 3. They're pretty easy to pull apart. They kind of... Well, that one's... I don't know if we can count that one. 2 good ones.
Yeah, and what he does, this is what we did, because I have these trays and they kind of fit all together nice and neat on my shelves. But what I've seen people do, and what we've done before, is kind of like bulk sew them or multi-sew them in a tray, kind of like I did here with these. These just are trays that I just scattered the seeds in, and then I'll separate these onions. You can do the same thing with lettuce. Now we'll have a full transplanted 72 cell lettuce tray.
And they're all individual.
Yeah, ready to plug into the garden in
Pretty soon.
Yeah, a couple weeks probably. I'm gonna work on this. So these, we have some dahlias that we seeded from seed. They're kind of growing up in here, and some of them need to be separated. But I'm gonna put these in 3-inch pots. Wait, is that salvia or dahlia? Yeah, that's dahlia. And then this is salvia from March 13th. Ooh, this tray is soaked. I put too much water in it. These are super crowded. We gotta separate these. These are a perennial, so we're gonna probably put it in something similar. Separate it out just like we're doing the lettuce, and let them grow in a smaller cell tray like that. And I have these marigolds. I love the smell of the marigolds. There's only a couple of them that are competing with each other. I might just thin them rather than trying to separate that mess. And these marigolds I might have started a little early. They don't have a problem growing. I just got excited when I was seeing something else, and
Forget how fast they grow.
yeah, I forgot how fast they grow.
Yeah.
Our last frost is around May 15th, so we're trying to keep up with what we've got. We try to sow a ton of stuff in here to try to extend our growing season as much as we can. It's pretty cool that we have the technology, grow lights, we have the space, heated space to be able to do this. There we go, 12 spinach plants, 3 varieties of lettuce, ready to keep growing in their own little, they got their own little rooms. Yeah, right here. The same thing again. And while we're down here, I have this house plant. It's an elephant ear, I think, right?
I think so.
That I'm gonna check the roots on it. I've never really grown these. So it's not horrible, but it's not bad. I'm just gonna go ahead and up pot it into the next size. Like, I think they get like 6 foot tall, and I kind of want to see if I can see if I can do that. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw this in there and see what happens. I think my mom, when we were growing up, my mom had one of these and it was giant. So I think she bought it fairly giant, but I don't know, I guess I don't know if it's the same exact thing, but maybe there's different sizes or like a dwarf or whatever, but maybe this will kind of keep growing. I also wonder if you guys, if anyone knows, I've split these off before, so is that gonna hinder its growth if there's like 2 in there? I don't know. Maybe we'll have to split that off, but we'll see. We'll at least get a little bigger. I can always just cut this one off too. So we're doing purple and green basil. These are the ones that need light to germinate. So we have a couple different sizes here because we buried these ones a little too deep the first time. And then I reseeded that flat, just scattered them on top and covered them with a little vermiculite. And all the rest of these that are a little smaller germinated a little later. So we have purple and green, like I said, and they smell so good. I bought some of our basil last year and it wasn't cheap. And just because I forgot to grow enough, and I think I bought a 10 pack, just like these 3-inch pots, and it was like $25.
Really?
Yeah, it was like $2.50 for this. So
I don't remember.
pack of seed is cheap. The Japanese beetles really flock to these. So if you have Japanese beetles, or I've seen aphids on these, we use these as kind of like a companion plant or a sacrificial plant where the Japanese beetles will eat these and not my peppers.
Yeah. So we plant way more than what we need for basil.
Right.
Just planning on the bugs will go to that.
Yeah, and they usually last all season. They get a little woody at the end of the season, but if you prune them correctly to where they bush out, you'll get a lot of basil. So we'll plant these right next to each other, and how pretty is this going to be? Purple and green. So this might be a little controversial, but we don't really do crop rotation. At least I haven't really seen a need to do it yet. We add enough compost to where nothing's super depleted out of the soil for the most part, and things grow well, at least for the last few years, in the same spot. So there's companion planting and there's interplanting. They're similar, but also companion planting is a little bit more strategic. You can get books on it or look up charts, what grows well together. We don't do that as much as just, like what I'm talking about is more interplanting. We have our beds of tomatoes, say we have a whole bed of tomatoes, and we'll just interplant basil just for pest control, or peppers and basil, or peppers and marigolds, or we just basically use marigolds and basil as interplanting crops and just speckle it all over the garden, because for one, it smells amazing when the wind blows. People come into our garden, they were like, "What's that smell?"
It's the basil.
Or some people even know what it is and they say, "Oh, I smell the basil, where is it?" And I'm like, "It's everywhere." So it's really pleasant to do that. And we haven't put a ton of thought into companion planting for that reason, because we kind of have things segregated a little bit. So I'm really happy I remembered to plant these from seed this year. And there's 50 some plants here that we did. And that would have been $100 if you were to buy it from a nursery. So if you're doing it at this scale, there's nothing wrong with buying a couple of basil plants if you're not using them for pest control. Plus, like you said, we're not buying chemicals for pest control. We're not buying 7 or we're using a plant to do it for us. So, you know, there's different ways to go about it, and a quick way is to throw money at something, but if you have time and plan, then you really can save a ton of money and grow your own food. Hopefully these plants aren't too mad at us and they bounce back from being transplanted. We got 144 transplants that we just did. I don't even know what we're gonna do with all of them. We could plant these salvia and stuff around our yard too.
Yeah.
There's more stuff we gotta start in here. We're kind of running out of space, especially with all these, you know, 3-inch single plant pots.
Yeah.
So under the light. So thanks for hanging out with us. We just gotta do a little bit of cleanup and tag some stuff. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.